Skill 3 for the Chapter 1 Geometry 1 test. You should know how to find a midpoint given two endpoints. So an example, find the midpoint of line segment AB if A is -110 and B is 5, -2. So because this problem says midpoint, right here, you need to use the midpoint formula. The midpoint formula is midpoint equals. Now this is a big parenthesis because this is actually for a coordinate. It's x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Now we need to know what x1, x2, y1, and y2 are. So those are the x and the y values of the coordinates that they give you. So for example, the first coordinate, -110, well, -1 is the x value, so we call that x1. 10 is a y value, so we call that y1. B, the point 5, -2, 5 is an x value, so we call that x2. -2 is a y value, so we call that y2. Now label your x1, y1, x2, y2 just in case something happens, you flip them around, you make a mistake. Now they're clearly identified to whoever's grading your paper that you do know which one's x and which one's y. What we do next is we plug them in. x1 plus x2. Well, here's x1, it's -1, plus x2, that's 5, divided by 2, comma. y1 plus y2. Here's y1 is 10, plus y2 is -2, divided by 2. Now, according to the order of operations, we need to do what's inside the parentheses first. And it's a little tricky because there aren't parentheses here that are visible, but this fraction bar, the horizontal fraction bar, in both the first coordinate and the second, act as parentheses around the numerator. So we calculate the numerator first. -1 plus 5 is 4, divided by 2. 10 plus -2, that's the same thing as 10 minus 2, which is 8 over 2. Finally, we now do the division. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Our midpoint is the point 2, 4. So, if you are looking for a midpoint, and you know that because the word midpoint shows up, and they give you both of the endpoints, A and B, they can either say they are the endpoints, or here, we know they're the endpoints because we're told line segment AB, so we know it starts at A and ends at B. Then use the midpoint formula, x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2, plug your numbers in, and simplify.